Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Taking Care of Business. The man who rules the world breaks in a brand new partner to help him take care of business in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Taking Care of Business at paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. Some employers believe it's their right to disrespect people who they're interviewing with. Now, when I was younger, I used to put up with a lot of disrespect during job interviews because I didn't know any better, and because I didn't know any better, I believed that it was okay to go out and basically listen to people openly disrespect me, and believed that, again, I had to put up with this in an effort to be professional. Now, when I was younger, I used to have to deal with a lot of employers during interviews going out here mocking and belittling the college that I attended and saying that this school was not one that they considered to have any sort of value as related to things because it wasn't one of these prestigious universities. And I even had to deal with a lot of people mocking the way that I spoke or making fun of the suit that I was wearing one time when I went to a temp agency. And I remember in 2000, I went to a law firm that I wound up, again, losing that job in less than 2 weeks, where I basically sat there and listened to someone just tell me that they were going to hire somebody else as we were sitting there in the middle of that interview. And back then, I thought I had to put up with this kind of abuse in an effort to be professional. Unfortunately, what I didn't understand is that if an employer is being disrespectful, then that's a reason to basically end the interview, get up and walk away. And there's nothing wrong with doing that because my respect as a man is more important than being able to get this job. This is what I didn't understand. And because I didn't understand that, what I thought I had to do was try to be professional in an effort to try to leave a good impression on these employers in an effort to go out here and try to get this job. Now, back then when I was younger, what happened with me is that I had a lot of desperation because when you have periods of long-term unemployment, you basically want to try to get whatever job you can get. And because you're trying to get whatever type of job you're trying to get, and you're trying to just make any money, you think that you have to sit there and basically tolerate employers being extremely unprofessional, and you think that you have to try to maintain a level of professionalism, but that's just not how the real world of work actually works. No, in the real world of work, it's not a one-way street where the employer has all the leverage because they're the ones looking to offer you a job. No, in the real world, it's a process that's basically a two-way street. And in that process, it's an interdependent relationship where you are looking to provide services to the employer, and the employer is supposed to be paying you for those services. And part of that relationship is where the employer needs to be professional, and part of being professional is showing you respect. And if an employer just can't show you respect just when you're having the first meeting, that really is an indicator that this whole work situation just isn't going to work. And you have to have the self-esteem and self-worth to understand when things aren't going to work in a job as you're in the job interview, because the job interview is the first meeting between yourself and the employer. And with this being the first meeting between yourself and the employer, both of you are supposed to be on your best behavior because you both want to leave a good first impression on each other, and you want to show an example of your professionalism. And if the employer basically is out here showing their ass to you on the first meeting that you're having with them, then that just is an indicator to you of what a day is going to be like with this individual on the job. And if you're on the job with someone and they are just showing themselves in the first day of you guys meeting together for the interview, that basically shows you that this employer is already leaving a bad first impression on you. And if they can go out here and just, again, show themselves as one, just being unprofessional by disrespecting you, then what you got to do is go out here and basically just get up out of your seat, tell them thank you for your time, and just leave that interview. Because if this person cannot go out here and be on their best behavior on the first meeting with you, then there's no reason to continue looking to try to pursue this job, because that's an indicator that this job is basically going to be a nightmare for you, and a job that's basically going to wind up wasting your time. And wasting your time because this person, again, doesn't value you as an employee to show you basic respect on the first meeting. And since they don't show you respect on the first meeting, there's no reason to continue the business relationship between you. No, there's no reason to continue pursuing the business relationship between you, because if this person cannot go out here and show you the basic respect that they would go out here and show a client or a customer, then what you need to do is, again, charge this job to the game and basically keep it moving. Now, these days, as I've grown older, I now see job interviews the same way I see dating. And the way that I see job interviews is, again, it's a two-way street. And in that two-way street, the first intangible I'm looking for as related to working for that employer is respect. And if I do not receive respect, then I have no more interest in looking to pursue employment with that company or that individual. Now, I remember back in 2018, I was looking for an IT job, and as I was looking for this IT job, I got a call for a phone interview, and as I got this phone interview, this guy started getting rude and disrespectful, and as he got rude and disrespectful, this is where I just realized that, if this guy's going to act a fool with me on the phone and just be real nasty, I'm just going to go out here and basically end everything. And I had no problem going out here and letting this person know I was no longer interested, and I wound up hanging up on this individual because I realized that, again, I do not need to be verbally abused. And if you're going to verbally abuse me and we just are, this is my first time talking to you, then working with you would be a nightmare. So what I'm going to do is basically just end everything right now. And yes, I do need a job, but the whole thing is I do need things more than employment and money, and I need my intangibles of manhood, such as my dignity, my self-respect, and again, I want to protect my freedom, because if people like this can push your buttons, they can get you on the road from being employed to winding up being locked up in prison. So what I want to do when I see an employer, again, acting out, is understand, yeah, I do need money, but I need my respect more than that. And that's something that I've come to understand. I've come to understand that my respect is important as related to employment. And if I start out letting someone disrespect me, they will escalate their behavior as we are working, and escalate their behavior to continue believing that they can continue to openly disrespect me. And the only way to take my respect is basically to set a boundary with people when you first meet them. And when you first meet them, let them know where the line is, because the whole thing is, if people continue to believe that they can disrespect you, what they're going to do is look to escalate their behavior to thinking that it's okay to go out here and participate in behaviors that they think they can do, such as looking to have you working extra overtimes while they go out here and continue to work regular shifts, or going out here and piling up extra work as they're looking to, again, clear their work duties and have you jammed up, or go out here and look to talk about how they can get somebody else in your job. This is the type of disrespect that they believe that they have a right to do to you on the job. And again, when you're out here looking for work, you need to look to maintain and protect your respect. You need to understand that your respect is the most important thing, even more valuable than money. Your respect is one of the most important things that you need to go out here and look out for, because if you don't have respect, then you're not going to be able to be effective on the job. And part of being effective on the job is having the respect of your boss, having the respect of your coworkers, having the respect of the clients. That's how you build a healthy business relationship. And in order to build that healthy business relationship, you have to have a understanding of your self-worth. You have to understand that, you do need a job, but the whole thing is, this is as part of a business. This business needs to respect you as an employee. They need to respect your time. Yes, they're paying you money, but they need to respect you as a person. And respect is important because, again, if you can't get respect, again, people will just basically wind up taking advantage of you. And as they take advantage of you, they will believe it is their right to go out here and just treat you any sort of way. And that's something that many people need to understand. Again, when you're on these jobs, you have a right to be treated with respect, and like the Bible says, they need to do unto others as they want done unto them. And again, part of being a professional is respecting the rights of people, respecting a person's right to be treated with respect, and again, treating that person in a professional manner. That's what a job is supposed to be about. And if a person, again, is showing their ass to you when you just meet them, again, it's just like going out on a date. When you go out on a date and you have someone going out here and participating in disrespectful behavior, like looking out here to dismiss your work experiences, which is what I had to deal with one CUNY hiring pool, with one person who worked at the central office, basically blew off all of my volunteer work. Or you have to deal with a situation where a person just basically, again, is sitting up there talking about somebody else. I mean, somebody talking about hiring somebody else is tantamount to sitting on a date with someone, and they're basically sitting up there talking about their ex, or they're talking about some other girl or some other dude they want to date. That's basically showing you that they have no real interest in you outside of getting that free meal and drink. And a person sitting there talking about somebody else is just as disrespectful as that person, because they don't value your labor. They don't value you as a person. And you don't need to waste your time with toxic people like this, who are basically looking to use you as a tool to get from point A to point B, because part of working a job is to have goals of where you want to go. And if this person doesn't want to, again, be a part of the course you're trying to set for yourself and the goals you want to accomplish, and again, want to openly disrespect you, then it's time to go out here and look to start making plans to charge this person to the game as related to the interview process. Because again, I always see interviews now like a first date. It's like a first date in that this is a person's chance to, again, leave a good first impression on you. And if this person can't go out here and leave a good first impression on you, then you don't want to go out here and invest the intangible of time on this person, because the intangible of time has more value than money, because time is something that you just can't get back, and you don't want to wind up losing your best years to someone who just does not value your time. Again, it's just like dating. You don't want to waste your time on a woman who basically has no respect for you, has no interest in you, and has no emotional availability for you. And you don't want to go out here and waste your time as a professional on people who are not interested in going out here and doing anything to, again, invest in you, and are not looking to be professionally available to you. You don't want to waste your time with someone who doesn't want to be professionally available to you. No, you don't want to go out here and waste your time on people like this, because these energy vampires will suck the life out of you, and it will just basically make you miserable in their company. And you don't want to go out here and waste that time, because time is precious. Again, you can't get time back. And you can basically wind up saving yourself a lot of time by not going out here and dealing with employers who go out here and believe it's their right to go out here and disrespect you. Because when an employer goes out here and disrespects you, again, from the first meeting, that's an indicator for you to, again, go out here and feel no shame about getting up and leaving. Now, back when I was younger, I used to get a lot of flack for going out here and thinking that about walking away from people who were offering up jobs, but no, we're not going out here and showing me respect. I mean, they used to think, oh, you just have to take whatever job. And I thought I had to take whatever job because I really was struggling and I didn't have much money. But the whole thing is, as I've gotten older, I've realized that, again, you don't want to deal with people like this. You don't want to deal with people like this because, again, these people, if they cannot go out here and understand the optics of being the face of your company and representing your business, being the face of your business, and understanding that the way you behave is basically going to leave a good first impression on people. And the whole thing is, you cannot minimize people who you're interviewing, because this person could possibly be someone who could bring you some business, because every opportunity is an opportunity to make a business connection. Well, even if you're with a person you're interviewing, that person may not have the money that you think that they have, but they could have connections and, again, could help your business. But if you go out here and disrespect that person because you think that they didn't go to a top level college, or they didn't have the experience that you thought that they had, or you just don't like the way that they're dressed because they're not wearing designer clothes, again, these are reasons that can basically destroy your business, because you could be missing out on an opportunity on a very talented individual. That's what many employers don't understand, that you want to be on your best behavior, you want to show people respect, and you want to treat your employees the way you want to be treated, because the whole thing is, you want to leave a good first impression on them. You want to treat people right. And again, you want to treat people right because that's just the way God would want us to treat each other. And you want to treat people right because, again, this is an example of how a day in your business is. You want to treat people right because that's the way we should treat people. And we want to do that because, again, it's not just about being professional, it's also about being personal. It's about showing kindness to others and showing kindness to people during an extremely vulnerable situation like a job interview, because a job interview is very vulnerable. A person is sharing themselves as they sell themselves. And again, as they sell themselves, you want to, again, be on your best behavior, and you want to be on your best behavior because this is a representation of you and your business, and it can be the difference between going out here and finding the best employees or just winding up with jobs that basically don't get filled or just constantly turn over, because that can cost you money when you disrespect potential employees. Again, you may wind up hiring people and them turning over, or you may wind up missing out on great talent because they see the way that these people you get treating them, and they see the way you get treated and decide to take their talents elsewhere. And that's your right as a person. You have a right to go out here and walk away from places that disrespect you, and you have a right to take your respect and be treated like the professional you are. Now, if you want to learn how to identify toxic workplace predators and toxic workplace situations and be able to turbocharge your career and to be able to achieve the accomplishments in life that you want as related to your career, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping in the Workplace, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Stop Simping in the Workplace at other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you'd like to see me make more videos about the workplace, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose. The man who rules the world runs into the irresistible force of a man with nothing to lose in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. It's the regular and variant editions of John Haynes, The Man with Nothing to Lose on Amazon.com today.
Now available for the first time in paperback. Stop Simping in the Workplace. Men, learn what you need to know in order to protect your job from workplace predators with Stop Simping in the Workplace. Available in paperback at online booksellers everywhere. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.